Welcome back, gamers. Today we've got another video on the upcoming Sandstorm update 1.10, which somehow is a higher number than update 1.1 because maths. Anyway, we've got a new map coming, pistol optics, a new co-op game mode that's a load of fun, and 2 new hand cannons. So we're going to be going through the entire update here to see the goodies, as well as talk about the future of this game. My name is Tacti, I cover hardcore tactical shooters. If you're into that kind of thing, click that little red subscribe button to blast my brain with a small endorphin shot. And always, no matter what, stay tactically. Alright, let's take a look at the goodies here. Right now, it's all on the CTE, so some of it is subject to change. I'll have another video out when it comes to the full release just to let you know if anything else has changed, but for now, I'm going to start with the new weapons. These are essentially a new mechanic to the game. There really aren't any high-powered pistols in the game that'll blast you back a few feet when you take a bullet to the armor plate. These bad boys, though, they'll knock your socks off through a wall, but at a high price.
4 and 5 supply points.
5. Don't expect a super effective primary if you're going to equip these bad boys into your loadout. But with such stopping power, you should be able to cap an opponent through about 3 brick walls anyway, so who needs a primary? There are a lot of unique things when it comes to these, but one thing of note when it comes to the revolver, initially it's double action. However, if you put a sniper barrel on it, it becomes single action. Remember this when you're in a CQB situation. You can also attach an oil can as a suppressor. Someone over there at NWI has been watching way too many movies. Let's continue though and talk about the new pistol optics. Now, I don't want to be one of those pretentious, ungrateful players who say it's about time, but it's about dang time. These things have been needed for a while, and while you could utilize them in the ISMC mod, they weren't available in PvP game modes. Now, they are. And by the way, I'm just kidding about the time thing. I'm not that pushy. Keep up the good work, devs. With this edition, though, comes more customization, and the more customization, the better the game. I feel like the more that a game can individualize an experience, the better it becomes, so that's a good step. Along with that, my ability to use pistol iron sights is absolutely laughable. It's ugly, and I look like a doofus, so this is going to benefit me greatly. One last thing, though. Why would you take a revolver onto the battlefield? If you would do that, answer me in the comments down below. Revolvers are far inferior to magazine-fed firearms, and that's why cowboys went extinct. Moving on to the new map, Citadel. This is actually the other side of the recently added map, Bab. Less snow on the ground here, but I can dig the color palette. It reminds me a lot of the map Refinery. It just has this darker dinge to it. When you go into night mode as well, it's still pretty bright, so I wouldn't expect any nods in this map if you play those modes. A large map with a circular amphitheater in the middle that can get really insane. This large map holds a lot of wide open spaces, as well as some close quarters action. Now it's essentially split up into 2 sections, separated by several choke points along the way. Progressing through these choke points may be a very difficult task, a lot of squeezing and tight corners. Alright, let's talk about this new game mode, Survival. The AI has been modified for this game mode as well. Their awareness levels have been altered so they're not instantly aware of where you are. Honestly, the mode is kind of a madhouse. You spawn in with a secondary, and then you have to pick up primaries along the way. You capture each point on the map, but these capture points are randomized, so you're never going to have the same experience twice, which is a very, very good thing. Just not in a specific order, it's not a linear game mode. Each location has a weapons case that you can acquire randomized weapons with random attachments, so you can shoot more bad guys. It's a ton of fun and a freaking madhouse most of the time. You feel like enemies are just everywhere. It's certainly not as tactical as something like, let's say, Terrorist Hunt, at least not in the casual lobbies. If you squad up with your boys for some pure tactics to fight across the map, it may be a bit slower paced, but right now you just kind of feel like you're a chicken with your head cut off. Alright, real quick before I talk briefly about the future of this game. I want to say a quick word to Mikey, the lead dev that stepped away from the project to move onward to bigger and hopefully better things in his life. Never talked to you before, Mikey, but I want you to know you've done a great job at making a great game. You can't always make everybody happy, and sometimes it's been very apparent that you haven't done that, but it's evident that you have a passion for this game and you put your heart into it. I respect that a lot, and I wish you the best in your endeavors. Game on, brother, game on. Anyways, back to the game. I want to talk about the future of this game. I know the console community is chomping at the bit, but the devs are adamant. They are very adamant, even still as of yesterday, that the game is coming out on last-gen consoles. Look, I've got to be really honest here. I do not see that happening. This game is way too graphically intense to be able to run unlimited resources that the last-gen consoles have. What really solidifies my opinion on this is that with each update comes more content that needs to be optimized further. They just can't keep up. With as much as this console release has been set back, even several updates ago with less content, I just don't see it happening. And maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, look, I hope I'm wrong, because I want you console players to enjoy these kinds of games. I want these games to be available to you. I think that's important because it does build a sense of community. These games are very specific when it comes to teamwork and tactics and communication, and I think that's important. We'll just see. I mean, I'm just one man's opinion that has no idea what's going on behind the scenes, so take it with a grain of salt. However, I don't think it's going to be an issue if they release on the next-gen consoles. I think if the game is able to release on the next-gen consoles before any other hardcore tactical shooter, it's going to be a big hit. I know Hell Let Loose, though it is a bit of a different genre, is going to be releasing on the consoles as well, so I think the first one to drop is going to make the biggest waves and set the standard for hardcore tactical shooters in the console arena. So I'm really hoping that comes soon. Alright gamers, that pretty much wraps this one up. There are going to be a lot of changes that I haven't talked about. There's some tweaks and minor bug fixes, all those things, but we'll know more on the full release. Don't forget to subscribe for more Sandstorm content, as well as other hardcore tactical shooters. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed the content or found it helpful, and if you're still here at the end, you're the true hero. Have a fantastic day, and like I said before, stay tactical.